Yo, I almost did it again, yeah. I almost was about to play me some Kanye West Jail on repeat. Going to get Zoe ready for school. I was super close, y'all. Y'all know how tempted I'd be to not, wow, I'm still sick. To not post, yeah. I'd be so close to not, record on it. But I'm getting more conscious of it. And that's why sometimes I'll get on my podcast and I'll just give you the most current thing I did that almost prevented me from doing it. It's called being more accountable. And sometimes you gotta verbally call yourself out loud to be accountable. But yeah. Oh yeah. I just thought of something out loud. Zoe left her glasses. She's gonna put out her glasses again. I'm not going to get her glasses. And that's gonna be one of her consequences for not keeping up her glasses. This girl glasses, she got out of school. She was talking, and she threw a glass on the front seat. And I was like, I'm like, you didn't throw these glasses on the front seat. And I was like, well, okay, so my bad, I'm going to put them on. And I was like, well, maybe you should wear them now. And she made the response that she going to put them on. She just needed to let them, rest off her face because she was sweating. And I was like, you threw them in the seat still. And then she sat in the seat and was like, oh, they right here. And I'm like, dang, girl, I know you don't care about these glasses, but you sure be the one complaining when you ain't got them. So then literally got home and we did a few activities. And then I looked in her closet, glasses on the ground. I was like, hey, Zoe, you need to pick your glasses up. I told her 3 times. Twice at night and once in the morning. And I swear I got home last night and I was going through her closet and her freaking glasses were on the ground. So that was 10 push-ups. I wasn't even about to go through this debate, argument, stress, but I was low-key heated. So I'm just glad she didn't answer the phone when I called her, coughing and getting in her. But yeah, that ain't why we having this podcast. We having this podcast because you can't talk business with somebody who ain't got no job. So that's all. I was sitting here trying to have a business conversation with somebody, and I realized they ain't got no job. And when I mean you ain't got no job, I just mean you ain't got no way to relate to someone working. Somebody doing something inside their home that's benefiting the home, that's working. I'm just saying, if I'm trying to elaborate and express on the idea and you ain't got no relationship to the idea, I shouldn't be having this conversation with you at all. It's a waste of time. So it's definitely important when you're having those moments to know who you're talking to, because people talk to be heard and talk to build on stuff. And I low-key be talking when I should be podcasting more, but sometimes I get tricked into people calling me. So I gotta do better with that on my end. So that's all I got going on here. But I was like, if I'm gonna grow and build, you gotta have the right potting soil, the right pot, proper water. But even when you got that, they gotta be a good seed. If it ain't a good seed, no matter how you take care of it, it ain't gonna do nothing. And what's the point of spending time on something if it ain't gonna do nothing? Alright? And I got a dead plant in my garden right now. I be watering it. But I water it for a reason. I water it because I'm routinely watering. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to come back alive. But I'm going to keep watering. Because I ain't figured out what I want to do with it. When I figure out what I want to do with it, I'll be good. I probably need to buy some more plants. But, I still got hope in it. But I know it ain't going to do nothing. Me being realistic. So yesterday I got to go with a high school club team, and it it was super exciting to be around them because, like, I'm not going to call them high level, but they high school. High school is like one of the goals, and it was pretty cool how, like, we have high school level teams out here getting together, playing and training and all that kind of stuff. So that makes me super excited to see. But I also know, like, the future is within our organization. I really like the fact that I'm able to be around them. But I do know this is fun. But in order to be successful, sometimes you gotta take the fun out of it. So it's gonna be a point where this ain't fun, but I'm enjoying the grind and the route and the road to success. But I do know at some point it ain't gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little bit more stressful. Like my little boys group, it's definitely a little stressful on my end because I low-key set them up for success, but I realized you can't set something up for success and repot it and still have memories of the old plant in the old pot. It's like my group of boys, I tried to move them forward, but I think just being transparent myself, I ain't had no goals, and I ain't had no ambitions to make them better and great. And me feeling guilty, I tried to send them somewhere. And me sending them somewhere was good, but then I had a few kids that was like, hey, this ain't good enough for me. And I was like, okay, I'll send you somewhere else. And I just think about me when I first got into the game, that's how mom was. Mom was just like that. My child is still, I'm saying she behind on the basketball court. When I say behind the basketball court, like, it's what I'm comparing her to. We got some heat inside our organization, and then when I compare my child to the heat, and I'm like, all right, we still have work to do. All right. But what else do you expect, If you ain't putting in work, well, I don't even think, why would you want to do it, If the grind ain't hard, why would you want to do it? Yeah, tough. Definitely got going on my end there. I'm definitely excited. Just some big things about to happen, and when these big things happen, I'm going to be a part of it, one, and then two, I'm going to put stuff into place that's going to help others. But it's actually going to help me this time. That's what I had to start doing. I had to focus on myself a little bit more because ain't nobody, no offense, if you ain't the boss, you don't make the rules. You're following rules. And ain't nothing wrong with following rules. I prefer to follow rules than be the boss, but I feel like I went to the next level. It's like, for an example, once you become a middle school teacher, it's some elementary stuff you really ain't trying to do at all. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's on the side. You can be a middle school teacher doing algebra, and somebody can pay you to tutor. But even sometimes when they pay you to tutor, you kind of like, man, this elementary kid this ain't what I'm doing. But it can help you in what you're doing, but it's like, this is the part of my job I don't want to do, I feel like one of the hardest parts about being a teacher is, that rule that you can't get that low kid too much attention, but you can't let that low kid get too far behind. And I was literally in this English class yesterday, and this one kid, 50% of the things he was saying was related to the lesson. But, when you get to middle school, it's a little bit understand, you raise your hand, but it's a little leeway. When you get to high school, it's not too much raising your hand. It's more, all right, say it out loud. But in middle school, that's a little bit, I said raise your hand, and it's softly enforced raising your hand. You know, Jimmy can raise his hand and answer, or Jimmy can just answer it. But it's based off the teacher, because the teacher low-key ain't got time for that. Because the teacher sometimes, like, well, I can relate to this. You got 45 minutes of class, 55 minutes, whatever, but you know by the end of class, this needs to be done. So you're teaching the class on the basis of, before the bell ring, I need to get to this point. So if Jimmy is preventing you from moving at the speed you know you need to move, Jimmy is causing a problem. But if Jimmy just ha in there, you know, yeah. But what I notice is Jimmy be distracting everybody. Because most of the time, I was the same way. When I used to joke and be the class clown, I wasn't slow. I was pretty much in the top, 25 percentile of the students in the classroom. But me being a distraction low-key affected some of them other kids. Because, like, if you are learning based off hearing, I think it's auditory or something, you're hearing everything. You're hearing me. And you're having to filter through what I'm saying to get to the lesson. A little challenging for, a middle school kid. But a high school kid is like, hopefully Eric can turn it on and off. That's the time to be playful in class, it's time to be. But it's like, dang, did we really go through that? That's what I feel like is a big challenge as a teacher that was a class clown. You low-key feel like it's payback time. And, that's wild to think about that. Sometimes you're in class with little Jimmy who's acting a fool, but he's only acting a fool because it's like, that's part of his role in the class. And it's like, crap. But if Jimmy didn't act a fool, what kind of class would you have? That going to be like a lecture. Nobody wants to be lectured. And as you a teacher, you're pretty grown. Sometimes double the age of the kids. And even like when I was teaching elementary, I'm like 4 times the age of the kids, and I'm like, I'm in here, 1 + 1 is 2 guys. 1 plus, like that's, Jimmy may even say something, loosen up the class a little bit. So that's definitely something I noticed. But back to this, you can't talk fitting with somebody who ain't got no job. Yeah, you can't be out here just mixing paints that ain't supposed to be mixed because you trying to make it some colors. You gotta just stick to what you got and knowing who you got and who you sharing it with and who you trying to evolve with. Because that's one thing I think I be noticing about me. When I be talking, I be trying to build and uplift. But sometimes I gotta tell you where I'm at, in order to uplift. Yeah, because I actually went out. I went out last night, got me a beer and surprise from this food place, and it was like, I never go out. I never go out. And I got me 2 beers and 2 ordered fries, and I got up out of there. It was some nice, attractive women in there, but it was like, that ain't where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying what I got going on, and I don't want to mess it up by going out my way, doing some stuff that's going to negatively affect what I'm really building. Because, I'm building something nice, I'm like trying to build me like a G League, and within my G League, I'm trying to get it like, you come up into the G League, get you some run, get you some development, and then you shoot off to your team, That's what I really like to do. That's what I've been doing. But, you got to keep yourself in the trenches sometimes and not, overdo it, not underdo it. So, that's what I got going on my end. Which, I'm not going to say I'm proud of myself, but I'm definitely satisfied with my accomplishments right now. But you know, sometimes you gotta find somebody who got a job to talk business. You know, a person who got a job knows sacrifice. They working for a reason, and when you are in the line in the business of having a business, you're always business, because with having a business, that's a sacrifice. You're sacrificing for yourself to give to yourself, and when your service is good, it's, you know, beneficial towards the people who need it. But I'm low-key exclusive, so I will say that I'm definitely exclusive. I ain't working with everybody. So I got my 2 boys. I got my 3 boys I'm working with, and that's it. And you know, everybody else can catch me outside, you know, because I'm not gonna overdo myself like I did last year. Last year I was just like too many clients, too many sports, this and this. I know I'm still doing tennis. I'm low-key excited about tennis, because tennis gonna be on point this year. When I start doing tennis, it's gonna be on and popping. And that's just my goal there, you know. Keep it moving, you know. Smack White was popping. I like when Swamp say that. Swamp one of my favorite battle rappers. Yeah. Like Smack White, let's get it pop. I'm about to check that on YouTube. That's one of my little favorites. Quotes in one of his battles. I like his. He had a battle with Your Honor. That's like one of my favorite battles of all time. Your Honor and Swamp is like low key a classic to me. Classic is pretty much your perspective of something that happened. Classic ain't universal, because battle rappers rap all the time that say it's a classic, but it's like, you know, you can't be part of something and say it's a classic. Somebody can reflect on what you did and call it a classic. You know, so just trying to be successful. Trey Songz got a song called Successful. That's all I'm trying to get on right now. But in the midst of trying to be successful, you can't lose sight of that you are. I'm low-key successful. I just wanted to be a little bit bigger, and in the midst of getting bigger, I want everything to grow and be, you know, significant and unified. Yeah. But I will say, I do get a little irritated when, you know, reaching out, contacting people, you ain't getting no reaction. I got 2 players that ain't, like, parents ain't reacting. I'm kind of like, you know, I'm low-key, I'll say out of mind low-key. Because I'm kind of like, you know how sometimes you do stuff for other people, and in the midst of doing stuff for other people, you want them to benefit from it. And when you in the middle of doing it, you start noticing the sacrifice for them they ain't giving, but it's like not fair to you because of the type of person you are. Like, I got these 2 players, they like, I'm not gonna say I got the team for them, but it's low-key like they're good, but they're not really good enough, and I'm pushing for them to be involved, but they become good enough, and then, like, you know, the parents ain't receptive right now, and it's throwing me off, because it's like, it ain't that serious, but then it's like, everybody got stuff going on, and I'm just a, you know, basketball coach, you know, but it's like, I really want your daughters to play, and if they don't want to play, cool, let me know, you know, like, let me know what's going on, so I have a better mind state of what I can do to help counter any offense. But if I don't hear from you, I'm not gonna say that it disturbs me, but it just affects me in a manner where I'm like, so, yeah, because it goes down the same way all the time. They're not receptive, and then when it's time to go do something, they pop up out the woodworks. Hey, we ready, and it's like, Like, yeah. I kind of moved on without you. But, yeah, that's what it comes down to, moving on without them. And it's like, man, y'all don't understand. It's a group put in work that you got to catch up with. And if you ain't trying to catch up, don't complain about being behind. And that's where, it definitely disturbs me, because it's like, I know what it takes. And it's nothing wrong with not giving it, but I don't know what you expect to get out of it. Because I'm definitely like a realist. I got a kid who's involved in the trenches, and I'm like, this is the bare minimum, My bare minimum expectations is what my kid doing. My kid is a low-end club basketball player. And that's what I want her to be right now. Because she's like about to turn 10, I don't want her too deep in the trenches now, because I want her to enjoy things now, because soon she gonna be in a whole other domain. So it's like, what is your philosophy on life? But then also, like, I don't want people to have this sense of, I gotta be a basketball player. Because like, my theory on stuff is, you gotta do something. You gotta do something. So as long as you're doing something, I'm happy. But I low-key want to know what you're doing. Because, I support my players. Whatever my players do, I'm there. I'm there supporting my players, That's how I get down, so. That's what we got going on my end. So I try to keep it consistent. Without consistency, you ain't got nothing. But I'm also understanding of situations. But, everybody ain't there receptive to having those type of things. And that's why you got to be careful with, having a businessman mentality. Because when you ain't no emotions in business, ain't no emotion. So if you're emotional, you ain't doing no business. All right, y'all. Peace out. Holla.